Alrighty, so for this video, I'm going to show you guys how to find and download brushes that you can use in your graffiti. Now, when you get to this point, you want to make sure that you're done with all of your edits. Your letters are good. They're the right size. Everything is in the right place. You like your overlap, okay? Because up until this point, everything has been paths. And remember, paths are just a guideline. They're just like a stencil, right? Once we start using these stencils to paint with, then we're putting pixels down on layers. So we need to make sure all the stencils are good and correct before we start putting down paint, because paint is going to be harder to fix and rearrange if we don't like the stencil layout. So make sure your stencil layout, your paths, are good before you get into this next step. So I've got my artwork here all ready to go. I've got my paths. All my letters are on separate layers. So I'm going to get into the Google Classroom right here. And this is the assignment I'm looking for: find and load brushes for Photoshop. And there is a link to brusheezy.com. And Brusheezy is a website that has a bunch of free brushes and graphics that we can use for Photoshop. I'm going to go ahead and do a search for spray paint because that's the type of brush I'm looking for. Spray paint. Spray paint brush. Search. Boom. All right. So there's a lot of free stuff on here, but then there's a lot of also pay stuff. So make sure, and ads that just keep popping out of nowhere, make sure that you are getting stuff that is marked, that is not marked premium. If it has a little green banner on it, then it is one that they're going to ask money for. We don't want those. We want to stick with the ones that do not have the green banner. And you also need to be careful that you don't download pictures. Some of these are pictures and not brushes. Actually, this one right here looks pretty promising. So I'm going to go with wet spray spatter. Let's click on that one and see what it shows us. So I've got these different sort of spray things here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit download. Your download should begin momentarily. Just wait and click. Here it goes. You can see the little blue circle, and there is my folder. So it's a .zip folder, which means it's an archive folder. I can't use it until I open it up. So I'm going to click this little folder icon here next to my downloads, right there, and it opens this window here. And there it is, 20 wet spray splatter brushes. Okay, it's in my downloads folder. If I come up here and click on it so it is highlighted blue, I've got this option up here, this extract all button. I click extract all, I get this, select destination, and I'm just going to say extract because it'll put it in the exact same place where it came from. And now I have an open folder of 20 wet spray splatter brushes, all right, in my downloads folder. This is what I need. It's unlocked, it's ready to use. So double click on this to open it, and this folder, or this file right here, 20 spray brushes, ABR file, that's what I need. Okay, that is Photoshop brushes, ABR file, Adobe brush resource. Okay, so now that legwork is done, I can come back into Photoshop. I can come over to my brushes window. All right, and under here, if you can't find the window you're looking for, just always look under Windows, and then you can come down and select brushes, not brush settings, but brushes. These are all the default brushes that are loaded. I'm going to add to my default brushes. Okay, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to go to the little stack of pancakes. It's like 4 little dash lines on top of each other. Click that, and I'm going to come down to import brushes. Now I know where my new brushes are. They're in my downloads folder, in a folder called 20 wet spray splatter brushes. Inside that folder, and there is the 20 spray brushes ABR file. So click that and hit load. Boop. And now here at the bottom of my default brush list is my 20 spray brushes. I can open it up, and in there are all the different brush styles that I can use. So I will now be able to use these brushes in my project. All right, so that is the process for downloading a brush into Photoshop that you can use with the brush tool. All right.